Welcome, all my aliens, apes, and zombies. We have the same exact crew that were here with us last Monster Monday, which I am fired up to have here
Woo!
again. Yes, yes, yes. Back in the house, and we can see some more filters going on. Crypto PJR, how have things been intergalactically for yourself?
Very well, very well. Glad to see everyone. This is amazing once again. We're going to learn some great information tonight, and I hope everyone is doing well.
Yes, yes. And we also have another alien back at it again, the blue face. Teji, what's going on? How have you been since last week? How are things down under?
I'm really good, thank you. Just kind of just looking at the markets right now. I don't really care. It's been here before. Doesn't really bother me, but it's interesting seeing what's happening on Twitter. People are.
What's the word? What are people saying on Twitter? Are they like selling everything? Are they buying everything? Is it going to zero? What's the story right now? You got your thumb on, you got your pulse on, you got your finger on the pulse. What are people saying?
Live tape.
Basically, what happened today? The news out of today is Funks. Turns out the original developer behind that was the Azuki developer or whoever founded Azuki, Zagabond. And now Azuki is kind of getting flooded really hard, and Funks are pumping. But I think there's a lot of things going on right now.
Well, I love that live market action. That is great. And then what we have is another escapee from the Monster Labs. And this week we have featured on the show Lizard Man. Lizard Man, how are you doing?
Hello, friends. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm out,
What's up, Lizard?
from a swim from the lagoon, and here I am with you fine
here you are.
folks.
And, Crypto PGR, maybe we can loop back to Mothman last week. We can wrap up with Mothman because it was a Mothman presented week last week with just little info on Mothman there before we branch into Lizard Man.
Yeah, actually, there's been recent sightings in your neck of the woods in the North American continent, the Chicagoland area, where Mothman has been spotted in the neighborhood once again. Around the big airport, I believe O'Hare out in Chicago. This creature is spotted on top of some garages in the area at a family party. What they saw terrified them. It was crouched down, humanoid, red eyes, classic Mothman. We have no idea why now all of a sudden there's a surge of Mothman in the Midwest region, originating from West Virginia. But this is terrifying stuff. There's an airport there. These Mothmen, they could be taking down planes. We just don't know. Crypto Novo.
And that's the whole thing with it is sometimes they are drawn to the light. And, the airplanes have the big lights so the airplanes can, see where to land. Well, that might invite Mothman in there. And, I haven't seen Mothman in a while. I don't know if he got into a cage match with maybe Lizard Man. Lizard Man, you're out and about now. Tell us a little bit about the history of your upbringing if people don't remember and recognize your bloodline from what? Creatures of the Black Lagoon?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had a hit movie back in the 1950s. That was my debut acting. And then apparently I've been spotted in South Carolina as well. Sometime in the 1980s, people blame me for destroying their cars. That's not true. I don't destroy cars. I do sometimes. Well, maybe sometimes in self-defense, kill people, but not cars. I leave cars alone.
We have someone chiming in, Justin 3.0. I heard the Mothmen are out of control this year because of the pandemic. I can see that. A lot more people inside. The streets are open, so they have more range. And then, and electricity is still flowing so they could see, the city lights. So they're moving in. They're trying to move in where others are moving out. So, maybe the Mothman's out and about now. And, what we are looking into, with the creature of the Black Lagoon with you, Lizard Man, is how did the professor get a hold of you? Were you created in the lab? Did you knock on the door looking for services so you can get into the battle matches with other monsters? Tell us a little bit about this.
I'm actually an export from South America, from Brazil. Back in the 1950s, I was captured and then imported into the lab in the Pacific Northwest. So I'm an exotic creature.
Creature that has been taken displaced for, say, looking around the lagoon. Nothing stands in his way of your obsession, whether it is the latest or fight you enjoy in the championship cage match. Do you wear a mask by chance? Is that something that we're allowed to ask? Do you have a Libre mask that you put on for your battles?
Oh yeah. I have quite a few. I look quite handsome in my Lucha Libre mask.
Now, I have a quick question for Lizard Man. I understand you enjoy the water. Do you always need a smooth layer of water to remain wet? And do you have to remind your friends or dates that if they go out with you, they're going to get very wet?
Yes, that is. The first thing I usually tell them, you are gonna get wet. I do have, but actually in the lab, the professor has this special formula where I can actually be around and about for longer extended periods of time without needing to be underwater or have water on my beautiful scales.
Interesting.
That's why I was maybe wondering why the outfit and the mask comes in, if that, maybe has some hydration factor. Because I know just based on it, like lagoon swamps, you like moist, wet stuff. It's probably good on the skin, feels good. So, is there any science behind the clothing you may wear, or is it that's just passed down through generations?
No, that's just like our, passed down through many generations of Lizard Man. I do actually like to moisturize that. My scales do get a little dry, so I do like to have some moisturizer on it.
Your face looks very smooth. Looks very good. It's slick. It's like one of those high-end facials. It's it really glows.
Thank you for noticing.
You can maybe mint yourself one right over here on cryptomonsterlab.io. Crypto Monster. It breaks down the lab, what the lab components are, so you can get yourself a hybrid if you feel like getting that. Also breaks down the team as well with Acid Drop and Santiago and partners Tony Herrera and Galactus. So there's multiple things going on, with these monsters in Monster Labs. And I'm just so happy that we're, able to talk with, one of the very own creatures, him or herself, whatever alien, ape, or zombie it is, the Lizard Man, straight from. Are you from the Black Lagoon, or is it a different lagoon, or is that just more a general statement, like a creature from the Black Lagoon?
Oh no, yeah, straight out of the Black Lagoon, man.
And then your origin was like in the 80s, wasn't it? Was it when you were first seen, or the first contact that people saw with you? Is that correct?
That was one of the first North American sightings, yes, in South Carolina. They even went as far as like creating a Lizard Man festival to celebrate, who wouldn't want to celebrate Lizard Man?
That's awesome.
Hey, Lizard Man, how old are you? How many years you've been on the planet for?
I have stopped counting actually, but some people say maybe 80 something years old. But like I said, I moisturize every day, so I remain quite youthful.
That could be 80 in human years, 80 in Lizard Man years. The time-space continuum might be different for different creatures from what Crypto PJR has reported from his galactical travels. How about you, Teji, and your alien particularly? What's the we know the origin of it, but how long has it been alive? When did you first start drawing and creating the alien we're looking at right now?
Well, it kind of originates back to early 2019 when I started drawing. Oh, actually, it goes back further than that, to be honest. Back when I was around like 10, 11, 12, I was really into the graffiti culture scene. I grew up skateboarding, riding scooters at the skate park down here in Australia. And that's kind of my origin, is like making like skate videos. And then I kind of stumbled upon the graffiti world, and I was like, whoa, people drawing these cool characters and building these like brands. And it's like this notoriety, like this can't speak, being like anonymous, having like a brand, and it's like getting up. The word in the graffiti world is like getting up when you get your brand out there, you know. And that's kind of my entry into creating characters. And I remember I'd watch YouTube videos, how to draw like wizards, how to draw like pirates, all like cool shit like that, you know. So that's kind of my history.
You know, very similar to what, you know, what Lizard Man's trying to do is, you know, now he's able, before back in the 80s, you know, no pictures, trying not to be seen, but now might as well monetize what you have going on for you, you know, and if you can, you know, get your name and voice out there more, you know, you might as well try to get those commercial rights going, get the individual rights going, so then you can enter into that entrepreneurship, as a lot of people want to do. And it's nice to do in the Web 3.0 space, because it's an equalizer where everyone's able to do that now.
Definitely. Hey, what do you think about CCO communities like Cryptodes and Nouns? What do you think about that?
You know, I am an owner of a noun still. I can't afford a noun. And I'm also a owner of Cryptode as well. Actually, my son is. And I enjoy it. And I think that's cool, because it gives the property to the person who owns it. And you can do whatever you want with it. And actually, last Monday, when the Chroma Cats were on, they were talking about the same thing. And they wanted to produce a project that has that. And that's where you're seeing more and more stuff out there, is that ability to buy something that maybe someone else created and turn it into something for yourself. Very similar to what you're trying to do, and brand yourself out, which I love. And that's why I want to have you back on. Do and brand yourself out, which I love. And you know, right now I just clipped over to, and sorry for the echo sound here, but you know, you're live and you're going live and you're using the tools that are out there to get yourself out there more. And you're using the filter. And I've seen 61 people look in the Ether Orgs dungeon crawl release, you know, so you're doing it. And I love seeing that, you know, so you're following through with your mission and your statement of to get out there and be seen by other people. So we're going to get you out there and get you seen, because you got a whole world going on right here, and a whole minting process as well that you can see going on at tejiverse.z if you need to get yourself a mint there as well.
We actually minted out. We minted out in under 3 minutes. So on launch day, we kind of
right through it, huh?
Yeah, but we have a low supply because I want to build from the ground up. You know, I don't care about making the 10K collection off the bat. You know, I know how to like do things small and then grow bigger over time, you know. And go back on Cryptodes. I actually picked one up last week, and I have something very interesting coming. Hope you like chocolate. That's all I have to say.
You got a Cryptode coming. Some Cryptode alpha news. You know, then that means that I think you just slotted yourself in for either next week or the week after to give us that alpha on those Cryptodes.
Maybe in 2 weeks I'll give you the alpha. But
2
it's
weeks
coming.
time. I'm liking it. This is the one that I picked up back in the day, number 3907, and that was when was the date that I picked that up? 8 months ago. Oh no, 8 months ago when it was minted.
Wow.
I bought it just after minting 8 months ago.
That's so good.
And I actually bought buy them in threes. So I got 3 of them at the time, but then I sold one. None of this is ever financial advice. I sold one at when I made my money back for all 3 of them. So I think I sold one at like 6 Ethereum, and then I think I sold another one like at 10 Ethereum. And I think that was right around the peak, and I'm holding on to this one. My son picked that one out, and that one, as you want to see right here, that one has a name for itself, and that is Cryptode Novo.
Oh, my toad's got a name as well. So yeah.
Spell that. Let's take a look here. Uh oh.
Cool.
ZRYBTO code. And there it is. So just like you, trying to make its own name for himself there out in the Twitter world, and wears the mask. And when I come home from my IRL events, I share the goodies and the gifts with him as well. So just like you, I mean, maybe one day he'll be on there playing YouTube and playing the all those video games that people are watching on YouTube anyways, and might as well do that. And you know what? That's him with his mask on. We're opening up a Christmas present that ended up being actually a pair of artifact shoes right there. Real artifact shoes before they even announced that them there were Nikes.
That's awesome.
So that's what I'm trying to do in the space as well. Very similar to what you're doing in the space, but there's multiple outlets for that, as we're seeing today with Crypto PJR, consistently coming in with quick-witted topics for our NFTs and monster NFTs which is awesome.
Well, I don't consider them quick-witted. These are things that are going on in this universe, and I just like to keep you all abreast of the situation and make sure you know what's going on, and to really watch the skies, whether you're up top or down under, as our guest is. You got to always watch the skies there. There's a lot of phenomenon down there. In the middle of the desert, they got secret air bases that the government is keeping some technology in. I think Pine Gap, Australia, some other places. So it's a global phenomenon. We just need to watch the skies, Crypto Noble. Watch the skies.
Crypto PJR, sometimes believe that you're from the future, though you never like to admit it, just because, you know what? You probably already knew what I was going to say before I was going to say it. So thank you for leading it. Anything else from the panel? I know anyone else want to talk about anything on this Monster Monday?
I want to talk about what NFTs do you plan on not ever selling? If you weren't ever going to sell one, what is it going to be? I'm assuming your Punk, Novo, or...
Well, I can't say no. I mean, we all saw Richard with an E Diamond had $9 or $10 million bid. Man, as soon as I get paid, I'd be gone. I mean, I can't say no to nothing. You can always buy something else later in life. I like all the derivatives that friends made for me throughout the time. Very similar to Crypto Monster Labs making a Bigfoot derivative of me, because it just kind of reminds me of like the time and place that was happening right then. So it's probably more of like the special ones that people made for me that I hold and try to hodl. Like this one. I mean, this is the one I do like my advertising in for Monster Monday. So it'd be something like along these lines that people did the one-ofs for me, and they took their time for it, and I've created bonds and relationships with them. So always remember the artist behind it, the team behind it that, did significant things with it. Because like as you saw at the Cryptodes before there, I did sell some of those, and was able to maybe ladder up and, get a different NFT with it. So yeah, Diamond Hand anything for say, but there's some that, have probably more diamond-esque hands to it than others, but everything has a price on it.
Definitely. I guess the ones you kind of have more of an emotional attachment with, like you get the Monster one, you're going to feel a little bit more connected to it,
Yeah, I mean, how about you, Crypto PGR? I mean, what's your PFP pitch of it? Is that a peel up there? I mean, you probably have a price tag on that. You'd probably sell that for if someone gave you an offer, right?
Well, I like you say, everything has a price at the end of the day. It's glitches. It's a little project that's interests me. But another one I like is the Bones Club NFT. That's one of my my favorites in my collection. It's not much, but to me, it's I like sitting there and staring at it, so to speak.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I also have the Bones Club as well. They have the Heritage line. They also have the regular Bones Club, but I mean, they're just wicked cool. I mean, right up my alley as well. I have a couple of mile out there. Again, none of this is any financial advice. How about you, Lizard Man? Is there, I mean, I know in the swamps, but I know the professor has some, NFTs. Is there any NFTs that, maybe yourself own or maybe the professor owns that you would, probably be very tough for you to get rid of?
Mhm. Yeah, actually, a local artist here that lives near the lab just got into NFTs recently. His name is Neil Williams, and I picked up one of his pieces, and it's quite beautiful. And I don't think I would definitely. I think I am very loyal. I'm a very loyal lizard, and I would definitely huddle something for my friends forever. I also have um, some Ethereans from our friends Oscar and Raul. Really nice people. I am also gonna dye my hands those babies forever. Taking down to the lagoon with me.
And those things are attached to dust, right? So those collect dust. So you're actually making passive income off of those, I believe.
I think so.
Those Ethereums are awesome. We do have a shout out for the glitches, glitch shout out right there. So heck yeah.
Right. They're still alive.
Still pumping. Thank you, Just 3.0. We're gonna wrap up this Monster Monday, but let's tune in again next Monday. Lizard Man, are you gonna be back? Is there gonna be someone else?
I could be back, if you want me back. But I should also check the schedule. I mean, I also want to give every other monster a chance to, get on the show as well. But hey,
if not, even if you want to come back and talk about one of your monster friends, if it's the Basquatch or whoever is coming out and chatting next week, that'd be awesome. And then from Down Under as well, let's get you back on. We'll maybe scribe a couple questions, and if you have a couple of topics that you want to touch base on, I'm all about it because you're bringing the info into us with the funks and other projects and the Lincolns with that. So I love getting that knowledge because the more you know, the better you'll grow.
Exactly. Yeah, I'd love to come on in a couple of weeks. Have something special planned, but still need to lay a few things out first. But yeah, should be very fun.
I love it. And I appreciate you, aliens, apes, and zombies, coming on this Monster Monday. If you need an AR filter like you saw, like you're looking at right now, these AR filters you can get at cryptonovo.io. Just hop in that Discord, request yourself a filter. You can check out all that cool stuff as well on any of our Twitter handles. So head up handles right there. You also have stuff going live on Twitch, on YouTube. You have a beautiful link tree on myself. And don't forget to follow Crypto PJR for this out of the world stuff. And of course, minting right now, Crypto Monster Lab. You got it. Thank you, Lizard Man. And that's it. This is Crypto Novo saying stay positive and love life. Peace.